What's your name?
I'm here for Chanagia.
Here for what?
Chanagia.
Chanagia.
Yeah.
Are you a Ghanaian?
Yeah, I'm a Ghanaian.
From where?
From Navrongo, Upper East region.
Nabrongo. Do you have a nickname or something?
Yeah, they call me Disturber.
Disturber?
Yeah, Disturber.
Why Disturber? You disturb people, eh? Are you a confusion guy?
Not in a confusion type, but
Or what?
in every aspect, I just.
Yeah, give us the reason why they give. Who gave you the disturber?
I got the Disturber back way from SHS. SHS, that was Bologatanga Senior, a big boss. Where now
Which
they.
year?
2015. I got enrollment into the school in 2015. And the class I was in, a general arts class, where I had to meet a whole lot of, in general art classes, always has to deal with people who are like those from the street, like those hard boys and co. So that was where I got the name from. Like, I was someone who I don't talk a lot about the things I do underground. Like, I don't know how to say. Like, I do things silently. I'm not that type who like boast around. I show my no. But I do my things underground. But it got to some time, there were a lot of eyes were on me because there was rumor around the campus of what the things I was doing and co. So that was where, and the time they came in one day, I can remember they came and found me smoking. Like my senior housemaster saw me smoking, so he came to morning me and he assembled to call me.
Before talking about the smoking, how did you get into smoking? Is it like a friend or when you got to school, or you were smoking before you got to the school?
The first day I smoked was the day I finished my final BC paper, and if everybody can remember 2015 there, but we had a situation where they had to cancel some of our papers. So after our social paper, I had to go to town with a friend whom I didn't know he smokes though, but just some little alcohol and co. So after we drank for a while, he was like, then we should go to the Zongo. Like he wants to see a friend and all those stories. I followed him, we went there. We went straight to the ghetto. He rolled, smoked and passed me, and like I just could not say I won't smoke because I saw myself to be that pride in me. I was like a big guy, so why don't I also try? What can he do and I can't do? So I just gave it a try, and then that was where I just started.
The first time you smoked, what happened to you?
Well, if I can remember well, the first time I smoked weed, like that euphoria came in, like when I got to the house, I was able to eat well, like I was able to do things I was not able, like talking to a girl. Growing up, like I was that shy type. Approaching a girl was somehow difficult for me, so the first day I smoked, I can remember we had a party in the night, so I got that kind of zeal to approach girls and maybe talk to people I was not able to talk and all those things. Like, yeah, so it gave me some kind of like booster. It was some kind of like booster to me. Yeah, SS I was doing
So after SS, what happened?
After SS, even I was being from the school I started from Bogatanga Senior. I was sacked from there because of
You didn't finish school?
I didn't finish there. I had to drop out. Yeah.
Because they sacked you because of the what?
They sacked me because of the drugs. They used smoking on campus, selling drugs in campus, like introducing newcomers into it, people who never knew anything what
So
drugs were.
You were smoking and you started selling it.
Yeah,
on
because
campus.
Because
Only the weed, or you were selling other stuff?
I sold almost. I sold tramadol. I sold weed. I sold cigarettes. I sold this thing, Diazepam and all those. I sold Cafex and a whole lot.
And you introduced more people into it?
More.
So
Almost. They were buying. Almost the room I got into, by the time I left school, the day they sacked me, I can say almost 80% started using drugs.
80%?
Almost 80%.
What do you tell them before they come and buy?
The way I lived life in campus, everybody wanted to live the same life. Because I could control almost 50% of the school, and everybody wanted to be like to work with me, to work with me. So when you come, and my protocol too was, if you don't smoke, you can't follow me. What of if you follow me and you come and choke me? Maybe you go and tell on me and then they catch me. So anyone who wanted to join me had to smoke.
But were you also using the tramol, or is just only the smoke?
The tramadol, I used it, but not like how I smoke. I used tramadol only on Saturdays.
No, yes.
That's for entertainment.
Katkalu, what about the Katkalu?
No, I wasn't into those things. But I saw that a lot of them patronized it, so just some easy
But
cash.
attendance in class, doing all these drugs, were you going to class or
No. As for class, that one, I at first I saw it to be a waste of time.
You saw it to be a waste of
To
time?
be a waste of time, right?
Because of the drugs?
The drugs, because at the time I used to sit in class, that would be the time I should be enjoying out there. Maybe smoking, maybe roaming in town, maybe advertising my goods, maybe selling them and all those things. So class, I can say in a term, maybe twice in a class or maybe 3 times in a
3 times?
Yeah.
So your parents were aware of your lifestyle?
No.
They were not aware?
They
Nobody
were
told
not.
them anything?
It got to some time like complaints were getting to them, but you know, I'm someone who's like in some way I'm smart in some way. Like when it comes to exams, I perform. Even if I won't be the first in class, at least the first 10. I just make sure that what I get a position there. So the results that were going to the house and the complaints that were coming, like they didn't believe them. And my dad too is someone who, because of the lifestyle I picked up in JSS, like he just washed his hands off me. But my mom was the one who, like, was with me.
Do you have siblings like your brothers?
Yeah,
sisters?
I'm the second born in the family. We have 5. I'm the second born. So they're
Are
like,
they also into the same life? Do you take drugs?
no, none of them.
None of them.
The life I was living was not helping me. I saw that my colleagues were going and leaving me. I had to catch up. I saw that I was wasting time there on the street, so I needed help desperately. I needed to recover from this disease. At first, I didn't know it was a disease though, but I just wanted to stop drugs at all costs. That was the determination, what I had in mind. I wanted to stop drugs at all costs. So I made an approach. I told my mom about it. I wanted
So you
to
finally
stop.
told your mom about
Yeah, it got to some time. My mom realized, because I wasn't hiding her anymore, because I felt like I've reached that stage where I could do anything I want. I can leave the house for a month and won't return. Maybe because I need something, then I come back. Maybe I want to pick some few clothes in the house, then I come back. That was the only reason I come to the house. But the house, I wasn't coming to the house. So it got to that stage where she realized that I was using drugs. I had several cases will come to her. Hayford has done this. The next day, this person will come. He has done this. So she just knew. That I was using drugs.
So when you were taking drugs, were you stealing? Were you doing so? How were you getting them?
Yeah, you can't say you are taking drugs and you will steal. As for that one there, I stole a lot from her. It got to some time I wanted to sell this house I was living in.
The house,
I wanted to sell it because I needed money. My plan, I was building castles in the air. I wanted everything to just
rich life.
That rich life song. So everything. I wanted to travel outside the country, and I was told to bring some amount of money. So my plan was, I wanted to sell first. I started with a car, but I realized that she was somehow she found out that I was planning to sell the car, so she was cautious about it. So I started with the house, did some paperwork with some people and go. But I got to some time, I had a chat with a friend, a colleague friend who I was smoking with. He told me some sense, and he told me like, this house is for you. When your mom dies today, that's what you're going to inherit. So why should you sell the house? So I just said to myself, if a junkie can tell me that, like, what, like, I sat down. When I went to bed, I thought about it several times, and I realized that no, it wasn't going to help. That was when I decided that I needed help. So I went to her and I told her, and she was like, okay, she'll contact my aunties and see if there is any way they could help me. So they had to contact a reverend sister of mine, and then blah blah blah. We came to the house of St. Francis. That was on the 24th of June 2019, and up to now, I've just made up my mind that yes, I needed help, and this is where it has brought
Looking
me.
at the life that you passed through, you couldn't finish school because of these drugs and all that. Did you regret?
I regret in some way, but all the time I always tell people that what the drug life has taught me, I don't think no teacher or nobody can tell me for me to understand how life really is. I've been able to learn life in the drug side, and now I'm sober and I'm coping with life now. So in some way I regret. Maybe my friends are gone, maybe those I've started life with are gone.
When you say they are gone, why they are
Like,
there? Some are dead.
not like gone, those who have been successful.
Okay.
Those I started life with, maybe like from JSS, those who have not started
Some
using
are
drugs.
Okay.
Yeah. They have maybe some are being successful, some in school, maybe some working, and I'm here. But looking at it from the other side, what I've learned, they've not learned some. Maybe God knows what. So I always tell myself, God knows why He made me enter the drug life. Maybe He has something bigger for me. And the things I've seen, most of them, they haven't seen half of it. So I'm disappointed in some way, but I just thank God it has happened that way.
Let's talk about life here. So you've been at House of St. Francis. The first day they brought you here on your own that you want to change. So the first time they brought you here, when they took you to this detox and all that, how was it like?
And for the first 2 weeks, it wasn't easy at all.
You're feeling for the drugs.
The feeling for the drug, they take
Take
you
you.
after smoking for those years, and then coming and some detox, and it just quits like that. It wasn't easy. I faced a lot of. Sometimes I feel cold, like I feel like jumping the wall. I feel like just packing my things and go. But on second thought, everything I do, I always sit down and I ponder over it. And I'm like, what brought me here in the first place? I chose the life myself, and my recovery to no one can choose it for me. I'm the only one who can do it. So I always tell myself that no matter what, the reason that brought me here, I must finish that mission before I leave. So that's what keeps on motivating me each day in this house. It's just for the state I've reached now. Tomorrow will be my 1 year in this house. For the state I've reached now, it's just like the life outside. It's normal for me. But at first, it wasn't that normal, because to unlearn the things I've learned outside. I come to the house, I can't use the phone, I can't keep money on myself.
You've learned a lot.
I've learned a lot.
What's your final, before I'm wrapping up, what's your final message, advice to the young ones coming, the youth, those going in to get to taking trauma, those D10, Katkalu and things? Look through this camera and tell them something.
And to the young ones, what I would just say is, drug life is not good. It's either you end up, if you're lucky, you end up in institution like how I am, or you go to jail or you die. The only thing I can tell you is, don't let anybody deceive you. Don't look at somebody's life and try to live the same life. God created us with different missions. Follow your path, believe in what you're doing, but don't let anyone deceive you. That's what I have to tell you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to all.